nuclear arms, decreasing in the world for last 5 decades. But, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI warns of trend reversal in nuclear weapons decline. In 2020, it is estimated overall global military budget would be $1,981 billion. Total spending was up 2.6% from last year and up 9.3% from 2011. The availability of credible information on the status of nuclear arsenals and capabilities of nuclear-armed states varies greatly due to low degrees of transparency. In 1985, the world's nuclear stockpile was over 70,000 warheads. Since then, the number has dropped to under 13,080 in the beginning of 2021. Since 1993, there have been 454 confirmed cases of unlawful nuclear or radioactive material possession, smuggling, purchasing, or selling. At the start of 2021, 9 states, the United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, China, India, Pakistan, Israel and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, or North Korea, possessed approximately 13,080 nuclear weapons, of which 3,825 were deployed with operational forces. Approximately 2,000 of these are kept in a state of high operational alert. Over 90% are in the US and Russia. Global stocks of fissile materials 2020. The raw material for nuclear weapons is fissile material, either highly enriched uranium, HEU, or separated plutonium. China, France, Russia, the UK, and the USA have produced both HEU and plutonium for use in their nuclear weapons. India and Israel have produced mainly plutonium. Pakistan has produced mainly HEU but is increasing its ability to produce plutonium. North Korea has produced plutonium for use in nuclear weapons but is believed to be producing HEU for nuclear weapons as well. All states with a civilian nuclear industry are capable of producing fissile materials. Global stocks of fissile materials 2020, highly enriched uranium, 1,330 tons separated plutonium. Military stocks, 220 tons. Civilian stocks, 320 tons. Nuclear weapons do nothing to protect us from 21st century threats. Yet the US government is planning to spend $2 trillion over the next 30 years to rebuild its arsenal, plans that could push Russia, China, and other countries to build even more nuclear weapons. The UK's Integrated Review of Security, Defence, Development and Foreign Policy, published in early 2021, reversed a policy of reducing the country's nuclear arsenal and raised its planned ceiling for nuclear weapons from 180 to 260. China has always kept a low profile in arms control matters, yet annual military spending rose from $31 billion in 1998 to $252 billion. China had modernized and expanded its nuclear delivery systems, as well as purchased military hardware and multiplied its conventional missile inventory. China defined its nuclear policy by possessing the minimum capabilities needed to deter a first strike from a potential aggressor. It was the first state to declare a no-first-use policy and has always argued that it would not engage in negotiations with the US and Russian Federation until their numbers came down to China's level, estimated at 320 nuclear warheads, while the US and Russian stockpiles, including deployed and non-deployed warheads, are estimated at 3,800 and 4,310, respectively. India and Pakistan also appear to be expanding their nuclear arsenals. North Korea continues to enhance its military nuclear program as a central element of its national security strategy. Low levels of transparency. The availability of reliable information on the status of the nuclear arsenals and capabilities of the nuclear-armed states varies considerably. USA had previously disclosed important information about its stockpile and nuclear capabilities, but in 2020, as in 2019, the administration of President Donald J. Trump declined to disclose the size of the U.S. stockpile. UK and France have also declared some information. Russia refuses to publicly disclose the detailed breakdown of its forces. China now publicly displays its nuclear forces more frequently than in the past but releases little information about force numbers or future development plans. India and Pakistan. The governments of India and Pakistan make statements about some of their missile tests but provide no information about the status or size of their arsenals. North Korea has acknowledged conducting nuclear weapon and missile tests but provides no information about the size of its nuclear arsenal. Israel has a long-standing policy of not commenting on its nuclear arsenal. Arms control and non-proliferation. Arms control and non-proliferation discussions seem stuck in the 20th century. What worked then, no longer does. The US and the Soviet Union/Russian Federation are not alone on the world stage anymore. China is now a third dominant player, albeit one that is taking a more discreet role in arms control politics. A fourth player is new technology. It is unclear yet how dominance in technology will play out on the multilateral stage. Pope Francis has long been a vocal opponent of nuclear weapons and is mobilizing his followers all over the world to advocate for the abolition of nuclear weapons. In a poll conducted at the request of the International Committee of the Red Cross in 2019, 84% of the millennials believed that the use of nuclear weapons is never acceptable and 54% supported a nuclear weapons ban. US-initiated nuclear security summits in 2010, 2012, 2014 and 2016 brought a focus on nuclear materials and led to a series of measures and commitments to strengthen nuclear security. Of the 53 countries participating, over 90% shared information and issued national progress reports explaining how they implemented their responsibilities in this field, a welcome step to increase transparency. Cyber warfare and NC3 systems, nuclear command, control, and communications. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, 2018. Episodes of cyber warfare between states already exist. What is worse is that there is no regulatory scheme for that type of warfare. It is not clear how the Geneva Convention or international humanitarian law applies to it. In 2004, the UN General Assembly has established the Group of Governmental Experts, GGE, to examine the impact of developments in ICT on national security and military affairs. A series of cyber attacks against Estonia in 2007 that paralyzed local and government infrastructure, which led to the development of the Tallinn Manual, meant to establish rules and practices in international law applicable to cyber warfare. The impact of the Tallinn Manual, first published in 2013 and updated in 2017, has been relatively limited, chiefly because the US and Russia cannot agree on how to define cyber war. Later, hacking against the US Democratic National Convention was meant to sabotage the candidacy of Hillary Clinton during the 2016 presidential elections. Russia has been implicated in both attacks, though it is not the only country that has engaged in offensive cyber activities. The use of the Stuxnet virus by the US in 2010 to sabotage Iranian centrifuges is another example. China, Iran, North Korea, and non-state actors have also allegedly used cyber weapons. The Open-Ended Working Group, OEWG, was established by the UN General Assembly in December 2018 to continue to develop the rules, norms, and principles of states. According to the UN, 23 countries have shown evidence of commanding offensive cyber capabilities, and a further 30 have shown indications that they are developing such capabilities. The risks of cyber weaponry in the nuclear field are primarily related to miscalculation and an absence of predictability and transparency. While the risk of a nuclear strike due to the use of cyber weapons remains seemingly out of reach today, state cyber capabilities are growing more robust by the day.